Hi everyone. This short video explains how the University of Dundee will take the impact of coronavirus and recent strike action into account when awarding your degrees or qualifications. Since early March and the start of our transition to online delivery, we have been working to adjust the way we are teaching you and the assessments we are setting so that we can lessen the impact of the coronavirus pandemic on you and your course. We know that students will have been impacted by this pandemic in all sorts of different ways, and that some of you may have also been impacted by strike action taken earlier in the year. And one of the tools that we are using to reduce that impact on you is called the no detriment approach. You may have seen this mentioned in the email from Professor Blair Grubb, Vice Principal for Education, a couple of weeks ago, or in messages from your school. Some of you will also have seen messages on social media and stories in the press about how other universities are setting assessments and awarding their qualifications and degrees. It's helpful to remember that every university has their own regulations, course structures, and approaches to awarding qualifications. So please, only use the information we provide when thinking about your qualification here at the University of Dundee. At the end of this video, you'll see some links about where to find out more about the Dundee approach and who to ask if you have any more questions. The no detriment approach is in place to ensure that we can act in periods of significant and unavoidable disruption, to remove negative impacts on you, to ensure that you are awarded your degree fairly, whilst maintaining our academic standards and securing the value of your qualifications. Boards of examiners are the committees that agree your marks and the outcome of your degree. The no detriment approach is in place for the boards of examiners and broadly means that we can consider the following points when we make award decisions. When the events happened in relation to when or how you are being taught or assessed, the effect the event had on your ability to study for or take an assessment, and the mark you received in that assessment. The boards of examiners will be able to apply no detriment to any modules that have been impacted by either strike action or coronavirus in both undergraduate and postgraduate courses, whatever the stage of your degree you're at. This includes dissertation and project modules or equivalents in our undergraduate and taught postgraduate courses. This approach will follow students to the end of their degree course. This means that if you're not due to graduate this year, we'll take these circumstances into account for relevant modules by using the no detriment approach in the year that you do. Boards of examiners will be provided with information regarding the overall outcome and results profiles for previous graduating classes of your course, the results for students on your course this year, and information confirming the impact on learning, teaching or assessment on the relevant modules and the changes already made. They will use this information to help them make their academic judgments and confirm your awards. For modules taken in academic year 1920 that have been impacted by strike action and or coronavirus, the Board of Examiners will consider your module results and calculated degree outcome in the context of your previous results and that of current and previous graduating years. This means that boards of examiners will be able to see if groups of graduating students or you as an individual have been negatively impacted. If this is found to be the case, the Board of Examiners have a range of options that they can use to mitigate the impact, including mark adjustment or scaling. If your module mark in an impacted module is worse when compared to your marks in unimpacted modules, the mark in the module can be raised. The new module mark will then be included in the calculation of your degree. For relevant modules taken in academic year 1920, this may also be applied to all students in a module and not just individuals. And remember, a module mark can only be made better. It cannot be lowered through this process. Another option is for the mark to be excluded from further calculations. If your module mark in an impacted module is poor in comparison to other modules, it can be excluded from the calculation of your overall degree classification. The credit will still be awarded and your module mark is not changed. A further option is compensation or condonement, which can be applied to individual modules if you have failed. When a module is compensated, it means that the Board of Examiners have decided that a strong performance by you in another module can be used as a basis to award you credit in a module that you have failed. And when a module is condoned, it means the Board of Examiners have decided that although you failed a module, you don't need to retake it. For impacted modules taken in academic year 1920 only, these options will apply to all levels of module failure and not only marginal fails. For this year only, the limit for the use of compensation or condonement has been raised from 25% to 50% for the years of study that contribute to the honours classification. Another option when you have failed a module is that you may be given another opportunity to take the assessment as a first attempt with no penalty applied. In other words, the full range of grades are available and the module will not be capped. Or you may be given another opportunity to take the assessment, but the normal penalties would apply. If you're going to be provided with an additional opportunity, you will be given more information about what this means after the Board of Examiners meeting. Each board will decide, based on their academic judgment, the best actions to take to mitigate the impact on you. This will be informed by the changes made to assessments, recommendations already made by the Mitigating Circumstances Committee, and information from professional, regulatory and statutory bodies, as well as individual disciplinary needs. You can find information about the no detriment approach on the University of Dundee coronavirus pages. We are not able to answer individual questions about the university's no detriment approach, but if you have any other queries concerning your course of study or the forthcoming assessments, please contact either your advisor of studies or your school office directly. We wish you the best of luck with your remaining assessments.